My name is Jeana Locke. I'm a transformational life coach, and I'm here to talk about a book called The Big Leap. Big Leap was written by Dr. Gay Hendricks. It was written in 2009. It is a book that has a lot of information about how we get stuck and why we get stuck and ways to overcome it. It's a great book to look at. Many people have found it to be super helpful for them. I looked at it as a way to help me learn how to understand where I was having repeating patterns. And it helped me look at it from a whole new angle when I read the book. So as I looked at this book and I did it, the whole concept of it is that we have been programmed and we have literally tell ourselves that's all we can do. So there is your deal. Let's just pretend that here you are as a soul and you have the potential between 0 and 100%. That's where your potential is. It's between 0 and 100%. But you get this programming when you're young, and sometimes you can overcome it and sometimes you can't. And when you get this programming of, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You never should outshine your sister. You can't make more money than your parents did. You can't actually be more famous than someone else. Oh, you can't actually be a good father, or you would be a terrible mother, or you would be a great spouse, or you would be a terrible spouse. You're programmed in of all of these things about that. So as you look at that, he gives you a way to consider it and think about it, which he uses like a concept of a thermostat. So let's say that here I am, the purple orb, and this little purple orb had an issue and she kept going in and we get to 63% of where she was supposed to be, me, and I couldn't get beyond it. I had these repeating patterns. And I kept finding those repeating patterns. And why was I being stuck on those repeating patterns? And as you look at that, he finds a way for you to stop and observe yourself and ask yourself some questions about, do I really want to overcome this? Am I really willing to spend the rest of my life having happiness? Because happiness is up here with the 100%. So we've got a blockage. So this little purple orb needs to overcome those blue things up there that are blocking her from getting to 100% of her happiness. She keeps seeking it, but she wants it, but she's self-sabotaging. Or others are sabotaging and she's not recognizing it and she's not stopping it from happening. So if you have the person who always makes you feel bad when you get off of the phone, but you keep taking their phone calls, that's a self-sabotage. If someone is constantly chewing you out about something and never re-giving you a positive, that's a self-sabotage that you're allowing it to occur. And it is finding ways and methods to overcome those in a positive way for yourself. That doesn't mean you have to say something to the other person, but why are you allowing it to occur? And it's looking at your own personal repeating patterns of why you were letting it happen. So it's not like putting pressure or blame or shame on the other person that's doing those things. Let them live their own vibe. But you need to understand why it's happening, because when you stop it with one, if you don't address the reason, it's literally going to be a repeating pattern that's going to show up in the next relationship or the next job or the next whatever it may be. So as you get there, you have this whole concept. Let's say you have a weight issue and you weigh more than you want to and you want to weigh less, but you can't stop eating. If you haven't gotten a good why, but you also don't know what that repeating pattern is that has you stuck, and you are stuck. You are quite literally stuck at 63%. I can only get 63%. And this right here is keeping me at this other level and I can't get beyond it. So as you look at that, what do you want to do and how do you want to overcome it? So find your why. Think about your why on your topic. Why is this occurring? Why do I want to overcome it? If you can figure out the why you want to overcome it, then there are processes in this book that are going to help you have the opportunity to explore ways to do that, because your goal is to get to 100% of who you are, 100% of happiness and 100% of joy. He gives some great examples in this book. Some of them worked really well for me. Some of them work at all for me. But I will say, honestly, I'm going to go through each of them and give you the opportunity to use them on your own if you want. If you want to come and use them with me, I'm happy to help you do that. It's jeanalock.com, JeanaLokke.com, and I'll help you explore ways to overcome your upper limits. So we want to move you out of just surviving and being stuck and repeating patterns that you can't figure out why they keep happening, to move on up to 100% of who you are, which is thriving with happiness. So join me on this journey for the next day or two, where I'm going to go through each chapter just briefly and have a little bit about what you might be able to do this. We're looking for your zone of genius and your zone of excellence. I will see you on the next video. Thanks.